Everybody, it's me, Mad Moon Mama, and I thought after sharing my camp kitchen with you that I would share my camp, like first aid, um, multi-purpose uh, box that I carry. Um, just This is a pretty decent sized tote. I don't know if this has a size on it. But again, I got this free. Had a bunch of craft stuff someone gave to me, and couldn't use the craft stuff, so I gifted that away, and then I kept the tub, and I thought this would be perfect for all of these items. So let me jump in here. So I pack a variety of like first aid, and these are kind of the items to deal with situations while camping. Sun, bugs, rain, darkness. And I just pack them all in this box together, and I keep it together so that when I go camping, I just bring, camp kitchen, my tent, and sleep gear, and this like first aid box and food. And I just boop, boop, boop. I have it all packed up, ready to go. It's easy to throw in the car, and I don't have to worry about getting out into the middle of nowhere and not having sunscreen or bug spray or a headlamp. It's all in there. So what I typically pack in there is kind of just a variety of sunscreens. I don't usually like these like Banana Boat brand, but it was gifted to me, and I'm a little low on this other spray that I have, so I figure may as well pack it, especially if there's going to be multiple people. And I got this bundle of these at Costco, really good price last year, and I usually check the dates each beginning of each camp season, make sure the sunscreen is still in working order. And I like this one for my face and body, and they work fairly well. And I have just a facial SPF, so if it's fall camping and I'll be out hiking and there's going to be a lot of sun, maybe I'll just stick with something like this. And I like to bring aloe vera because I've been sunburned many times and it's very uncomfortable, so I try to ward it off now, but just in case. And then I bring a variety of bug sprays with me. All of them are going to be essential oil based, which I prefer over a deep bug spray. And like the off bug spray, usually I feel like I'm being fumigated by Terminator or Terminix, whatever the bug people are. So these, I find the fragrance to be less offensive, and I've had really good luck with this Skeeter screen. I got this when I was living in Texas, and they had, I don't know, I think it was Zika virus, something like that. The mosquitoes had it, and the mosquitoes were terrible, and I was getting eaten alive and having allergic reactions to them. And so I gave this a shot, and it's actually made in Texas. But this stuff is awesome, and this is even an old bottle of bug spray. I've had it for several years, and it still works. It's good. And then I have this Buzz Away, which this one is fine too, but I feel like the Skeeter screen is the way to go. And then years ago, there's a man, Stephen Buhner. He is an herbalist, and he's put out several interesting books. And one is for battling Lyme's disease, which is really bad here in Pennsylvania and other parts of the country. And he recommended a certain mixture of essential oils. And he had a company, I believe from Montana, called Montana Pharmacy. And pharmacy is spelled like F-A-R-M as farm. And it's called Lyme Armor. And I've used this when I go hiking like deep in the woods in areas I know ticks are going to be, and I typically just spray my boots and legs down real good, and like my hat and the back of my coat and stuff, and I've never had ticks on me using this, and I know that I'm in areas where they like to hang out. So those are my recommendations as far as bug sprays that I feel like work, that are natural, that don't have an offensive fragrance to them. And years ago I got some Bite Balm. I don't even know if this stuff is still good, but I throw it in the kit anyways, because hey, if somebody needs it, they use it, it works for them, they can have it, honey. And my personal favorite that I use for bug bites, and if I'm hiking on trails where I notice poison ivy, I don't think I'm allergic to it because I've been around it a good bit, and I'm respectful of the plant. I don't go trudging through it, and I always say, hey, please don't give me rashes and itchy spots. I appreciate you, but I don't want you. And usually that kind of communication with the plant, I don't know, works for me, but some people are very allergic. And or if you're digging around, like I've roped up tarps and trees, and I've noticed poison ivy around the base, and I'm very careful, but I'll use this spray to kind of ward off getting poison ivy, and so far I've never had it. And I also spray myself if I know I'm getting bit by biting flies or mosquitoes, and I have pretty bad allergic reactions to bug bites, and this stuff nips it in the bud every time. I have no problems, barely itchy. It really soothes me. And I made it myself, call it Ditch the Itch Spray, and anything that's itchy, this stuff works. And I infused jewelweed, which is kind of it's the antidote to poison ivy. I infused that in witch hazel, and then I strained that out, and I added lemon balm tincture that I had made from my own lemon balm plant. So it's got witch hazel, vodka, and those have been infused with lemon balm and jewelweed, and it's the best stuff ever. I actually camped, my best friend and I, we would go to this festival in the summer, and because there's so many people that go, we go the night before the festival starts and camp along the side of the road, and it's real fun. But in the morning, there were these two kooky guys that were camped in front of us, and the one guy's, he's outside his car hollering, oh, the bugs, oh man, that one was trying to carry me away, that was the biggest mosquito I ever saw, and he had these huge welts on the back of his shoulders. And so I said, well, I have this spray, I was bringing it to vend here this weekend, and he bought 2 of them from me, and he immediately sprayed it on, and he was like, oh, I feel the relief. So I know it's worked for me, it's worked for other people, and this stuff is just gold out there. It's gold anywhere. It's awesome stuff. And then I like to bring witch hazel in a spray bottle, just because it's nice to as an astringent. You can also use it to freshen up your bits and pieces when you're out in the woods. And yeah, I just like it. If you need to mix it with something else, this is good stuff. And just some rubbing alcohol. It's nice in a spray bottle instead of like the antiseptic wipes. You know, I like to just really spray out a wound if need be. I have some Claus's liniment. The book title is, I'm always forgetting things. But anyways, Jethro Claus. He's one of the, he has an old herb book out, and has lots of good home remedies in it, and one of it is his liniment for wound care. So I made that. Infused a bunch of herbs in rubbing alcohol, and so this is rubbing alcohol infused. I think there's chaparral and cayenne and golden seal and maybe one other herb in there. But great for wounds and abrasions and the like. So I keep that on hand. And yarrow tincture, this is great for many purposes. You can ingest it as an immune support. You can use it to brush your teeth with, and it's a bug spray, and it helps to stop bleeding. So if you have a big gash from, say, a tree branch swings in, swipes open your arm, you can spritz yourself with this, and it should help slow and stop the bleeding. I also like to throw in a little Dr. Bronner's unscented Castile soap. This is a great multi-purpose shower, bath, wash your dishes, brush your teeth, just about anything, and it's very natural and biodegradable. And I go with unscented because I try not to do a lot of perfume and such when I'm out in the woods, because I feel like it attracts bugs and bees and so forth. Okay, so as far as toiletries go when I'm out camping, I have a bag with just my random odds and ends, things I've gotten as samples over the years. Here's some more witch hazel, toothbrush, toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, that sort of thing. But really all you need is your toothbrush, and you can take that Dr. Bronner's and yarrow and bam, you got bug spray, wound care, toothpaste, all in one. It's fabulous. So if I were backpacking or doing something, you know, going in a mile or two into the woods and I didn't want to carry all this stuff with me, I could really scale down and go with those items there. So this is a P-Style, and I bought this because I was going to several festivals, and I helped out at a campground last summer and how to use the porta potties, and they get pretty gnarly, and I'm a lady and I don't want to touch all that stuff. So I bought this P-Style so that I could pee standing up, and it's awesome. It's also great if you're out on a trail and you have to pee, but there's lots of other people out hiking on the trail, and you can find a little window of opportunity and just get the job done. And I made a little fun, natural looking, look at all those animals, pole lined snap bag with a little O-ring on the side so that I could hook it onto a bag or something if need be. But the pole is great. They use it in cloth diapering, and that holds my P-Style nice and tidy. So this is, you know, you may not need this, but I have used this. This is handy to have depending on what kind of camping or outdoor activity you're doing, or even just keeping in your car. If you do a lot of traveling and you're on the roads and there's no bathroom nearby, you can keep this in your glove compartment. So it comes in handy. I always keep this. I bought some first aid stuff at Target a while back, and you got this free stuff I don't need. But I put it to use for this purpose because Aunt Flo loves a vacation. Every time I go camping or it's my birthday, I always get my period. Not to be TMI, but that's just the way life is when you're a woman in this world. And I usually use cloth pads, and I know people use menstrual cups and stuff like that, but when I'm out camping and I have camp hands, I don't really feel like touching myself that intimately, just because germs. I don't know. Maybe that's me being girly. But so I'll bring my organic pads and tampons, and I also bring extras because there may be another woman out there who gets her period or needs supplies, and so I just like to always have this to be helpful for other women and to be helpful for myself. So I bring pads, tampons, panty liners, and I just keep it in this kit. And then with it, I keep a little hand sanitizer just to kind of prep. It's always nice to have baby wipes too, just to freshen up anyways. But yeah, they're especially nice when you're on your period out in the woods. And let's see, on that note, I always bring a roll of toilet paper. Even if I'm going to a campground that has toilets and such, even porta potties, I've been in them and there's no toilet paper and you have to drip dry. So it's nice to have this. I always tear off the wad and I keep it in my hiking bag or stuff it in your bra, or just hang it from a tree. Either way, it's always a good idea to have a roll of toilet paper. Just remember to pick it up and don't leave it behind for someone else, and don't leave it behind in nature. Okay. Then facial tissues. This can double as a, I can give this away to someone. Hey, here you're going to the bathroom. Here's a facial tissue. Or keep it in your tent. Allergies sometimes strike and so forth. Let's see. So I typically, have a pair of sunglasses in my car, but I have been on trips before where I break my sunglasses, or unfortunately I jumped into the ocean enthusiastically and a wave punched me in the face and I lost my sunglasses, which I still feel so guilty about, putting trash in the ocean. But that said, I just always bring an extra pair of sunglasses now because my eyes are sensitive to the sun and it can really affect me. So I just always like to have an extra pair. You may not even need sunglasses, or you may not worry about that, but that's just a little suggestion if you're like me and the sun is too bright. So years ago I brought this microfiber towel set, which is kind of goofy how it goes on this ring here, but these have come in handy, and I usually pick one or the other to bring, just depending on how long I'm going to be out in the woods or how much space I have or what I think I'm going to need. But they're just these little mesh Velcro bags, and they have a microfiber towel. This one's actually pretty decent size. So if I were backpacking and I wanted a towel to, I got caught in rain, or you want to shower or whatever, wash in some water, this would probably be the size that I bring. And I thought they have a snap on it, so you can hook it around to dry on a tree branch, anything, and they dry super fast. So that's what I like about them, because you can put them out for an hour or so by your fire. Don't catch it on fire, but they dry real fast and they absorb a lot of water. So really this towel, I could dry my whole body off well and dry my hair, and it would be dry within an hour or so, depending on the weather. So they've come in handy. And then they are just various sizes. So, the next one up will be a little larger, and then it goes to this one, which I would say is like a beach towel size. So I've used this as a beach towel. And to me, this takes up way less space in my camp stuff. And if you do, just for traveling, if you want to take your own towel, like to a hotel or something, this is awesome. You can wrap it around your body, and I love it. It's amazing. So I also have a poncho, which this is, saved my biscuits a few times, and it's huge, and it's also like a small tarp. So I could even create a shelter for myself and 2 other people if need be. Or I could use it, lay it on the ground if the grass is wet. And it makes me look like the universe. So you can't beat that. I would open it up for you, but it's just a poncho. You know what a poncho looks like. And then I have a variety of lights and lamps. So, you know, standard headlamp here. I have 2 of these because I've been on trips where it's a little loose, but you know, something like that. But I've been on trips where I've had a friend come and they don't have a headlamp, or one, like this one, the battery is dead right now, so I need to change the batteries. So I just always bring a backup, because if you're in the woods and there's no light pollution, it is dark and it is spooky. So you definitely want to have headlamps. So I always bring a backup on that. Then my good friend gifted this sweet lantern to me several years ago, and I mean, it still works. The batteries have held up awesome. And this is pretty bright. This is great for at night. You can hang this in your tent if you need to see your gear. Or hang it in your pop-up to see what you're doing in there. It's awesome. And then I just usually keep a little flashlight too. Again, somebody might come with their kids or something, and their kids need to go to the bathroom, and they can use this light. Or you just have it close by in your tent, and it's one click, easy on and off if you need to make sure there's no zombies or aliens trying to get in and abduct you. The last thing I have is this Johnson & Johnson kit, which I have souped up with my own stuff. And this I just pack. I could just throw this and be good if I need to into my car, but I usually pack all these things together in a kit. And this includes things like tea, little migraine roller, again, more pads and tampons, just because they're always handy to have, cold compress, Tiger Balm heating patches, bug balm, toothpicks, tiny baby sewing kit, survival blanket, medieval mix, essential oil. Hey, a razor. I barely shave, but if you have to access a wound or something, I don't know, or you want to shave out there, tweezers. Those are really handy for ticks. Definitely you want tweezers. And then I have a little Advil container, but I'm wild and I mix Motrin, aspirin, and Advil in here. And, you know, quick clean prep pads, Band-Aids, earplugs, some extra twine, tongue depressors, itch relief, and so forth. So, yeah. Oh, and I have an extra pair of cheap shoelaces, just because I figure if you're out hiking or something and or camping and your boots shoelaces break, I mean, you're kind of up a creek a little bit, or it's going to be a real strange walk back home. So I just, and these were in some other kit I got at some point, and I thought, what the heck, throw them in my first aid. So you can really personalize it, and you can kind of just throw weird oddball stuff in there. But somehow a lot of these things I've used over time. I also have this fun little tin of crystals, which I always pack with me when I go traveling, and I don't know if it really is bringing me all that good luck, but these are all stones that I've picked up on my travels, so I feel like it's my little good luck box, and so I just keep it in my first aid. And you know what? It probably has worked, because I don't often need things in this first aid, which is a good sign. So there you have it, and I hope you enjoyed this fun video. And if you do your own first aid kit, I would love you to comment below on the things that you find necessary to pack in it. And I hope you have a wonderful day and that you're being treated with love and kindness out there. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.